Good morning, everyone. Welcome aboard Flying with Mike. Yeah, I know, you don't see the airplane up here. What? That is the plane. We are flying TWA from St. Louis to Newark. And for all of those hoping, no, I don't have the new Newark scenery. Mainly because this is kind of a more older timed of Newark, so we thought we'd go with this version. So we'll let the music continue on, and I hope you'll stick around. Boarding is just about complete here for TWA Flight 402, St. Louis to Newark. You know, I am really embarrassed. For the last 13 minutes, I've been crucifying myself because I forgot to change titles. I forgot to do a lot of things. And I really forgot, hang on, to one, turn my phone down. That should have keyed me. But two, to turn the microphone on. Oh, so I'm glad y'all didn't get to hear me crucifying myself. But what I did is I did forget to change titles after a lot of work last night, getting both of these flights squared away. Yeah. So again, today we're flying, since this will probably be the first time you're hearing this. Flight Factors 767-300ER, St. Louis to Newark. Afterwards, as I think I might have said, Guinea to Sao Tome Island. These are both in Africa. They're very short hops. So, oh my goodness, definitely dysfunction junction today here. Pratt, PT6, welcome aboard. And like I said, while muted, welcome to Dysfunction Junction here at Flying with Mike. Oh, it's going to be one of those Fridays. Oh my goodness. But one thing I can announce, and what I've been wanting to for the last couple of days, we may get more into the discussion about there's a lot behind this that'll just make your head go, what? Yeah. But we, after 2 years of unemployment, nearly, let me rephrase that, nearly 2 years of unemployment, actually have a full-time job, not a part-time job like I had at the grocery store cleaning floors. So some good news there. Be working for a local car dealer doing deliveries. So hope you all, thank you for your prayers. Thank you for your support and help. And not sure where Flying with Mike's going to go with this. We'll just have to see. That part, I'm nowhere. I'm just trying to get to the next step of starting the job in a couple of weeks. So there's a whole backstory to this we'll probably get into a little bit in flight. But yeah, I'll tell you, these 2 years have been whirlwind, capped in the last week or two. So, but I'm very grateful for the job, very grateful to be thankfully back into full-time work here shortly. And thank you again for your prayers as we set sail from St. Louis to Newark. All right, you know what? Let's just quit talking and talking to myself. The sad thing was I was hearing voices replying to everything I said. So let's just get going before those voices come back. No, just kidding. All right, so we're in the TWA 767-300ER from Flight Factor. Many of the problems we experienced last year were corrected, mainly with the radars. And we've had a couple of successful flights. Now another aircraft company appears to have maybe the same issue going on with them. We'll give another test flight to the MD-11 here in a few days. All right, so let's climb aboard and get this thing going. And just in case people are not aware of today's stream, there it is. Because you would have gotten an email saying, we're going to Nashville again. All right. Our dog is concerned. People are walking in front of the house. All right, so let's get to it. Real quick, down and dirty quirks you're gonna have to navigate. Now, the cool thing is, in this bird, there aren't as many quirks as in the cargo. If y'all remember the cargo, each pallet weighs a certain amount. They don't. So each pallet weighs 9,800 pounds. Here, we're not dealing with it. All right. So it's a little easier to load, except the one quirk we do deal with still. So let's get to that. All right. And so if you saw, you can go to plugins down here to the EFB to get it to pull up there. Or let me close it because you won't see it if I don't. Right here at the captain's knee and first officer's desks, whatever you want to call that console, you see it on right here. I just do it simply. Click up here. And then I'll go right to ground. Now, with this plane, the one difference between this and the cargo, aside from the fact it's cargo behind us instead of people, you will constantly get pinged if you don't do the safety announcement. After that, doesn't care. But you got to do, unless you just want to, you know, turn it down and not hear them. And I'll show you that because you can actually run the safety briefing, turn them down and not hear them. All right. But to load this aircraft, now we're at the St. Louis Star Sims scenery, which has not and is not compatible with the latest X-Plane 12 updates. I really wish they would update it, but I don't know where that stands, and we're not going to get into that. That's a diversion. That's a rabbit hole. I'm just going to kind of go around and keep going. Anyway, the great scenery, by the way, great. That is Lambert Airport. If you were curious what it looked like in real world, they did a phenomenal job. One of the quirks that I will warn you, the Metrolink train that used to an X-Plane 11 run on the bridge equal to Conquer. Let me just pop out of the plane real quick. Come up. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this one more time. One more time. All right. This bridge right here that you see, that's where the Metrolink actually runs. It's our commuter train, if you will, here. It's actually running. I know, didn't you see it go by? Oh, that's because it goes by on the ground. Yeah, the elevations, someone told me, are off. Secondly, with 4.0, was it? Or was it one of the 3.0s? It would have been the 4.0s, because that's right. We went through, oh, yeah, we don't want to remember what we went through with plugins. Well, in the end, X-Plane blacklisted the Scenery Animation Manager. Not the open one that's out there, the one we used to have to pay for. In that problem has ended a lot of gates working here. The open ones supposedly works. I just don't know where to put it in the scenery. So to get it to work. So that's why the jetway is not connected. And by the way, X-Planers new to X-Plane, if by the way you see a jetway with the air hose, that's air conditioning for the aircraft in the tube here, more than likely the jetway won't work. Sometimes they're real high in the air and they don't work, but that's the other side. So, all right, anyway, but again, let me just go ahead and pan around. Pull back. Yeah, I know I could do it a different way. There's the old Boeing F-15, F-4 plant, now home to GoJet. And I believe being torn down, folks more closely following Lambert, because a lot of changes are going to be happening over the few years. That's the new F-18 plant. I believe some F-15s are still built. Some cargo, but the main cargo city is right here, and your GA here. And for those of you who fly in with Southwest, There's your terminal there, along with a lot of international, Lufthansa, soon British Airways, and aircraft going to the Caribbean. That's where customs, which used to be down here, now over there. That's what the second level was for. It was interesting, and I actually kind of saw it at Vancouver, how that works. They have an ability, well, you can see it too, flying out of, I forget, E20 or something like that, where they can keep the main door to the terminal closed and open the corridor that leads you to customs. In essence, keeping you, quote, sterile until you've been checked. And I don't mean for health reasons. It's a pretty neat thing. And they did the same thing here, and then they would board, closing those doors off again, right through and in. It's a pretty neat system. And in Vancouver, you really see it. Or at least we did. Funny stories there, but not relevant. All right, so let's get into plane and get going. So what's the quirks? Okay, let me first get the plug-in up here. All right, first and foremost, you have to have these items or the airplane will tell you to select them or it won't do it to load the plane. If you want fuel, you got to have the fuel truck. Obviously, you're going to want passengers, so you got to make sure you're either gate config, if you're not going to check that, stairs and a bus, and it will tell you if you don't have it. You're either going to be, I think you can do this on the battery. I haven't had anyone tell me you can't, but I go ahead and select the ground power unit, just because, and then the LSU, because you're going to be putting cargo underneath. Okay, chocks, that's optional. ACU, that's optional. But fuel truck, LSU, and either gate config or stairs and bus are required. Okay, that's one little quirk that gets under a lot of people's skin out there because they don't think I should have to click those things. You know, hey, to each their own. You know, we all have our own, you know, what we want to do and what we want, and that's how it is. All right, now here comes the same kind of quirk we have to deal with the freighter. I mentioned it earlier. Each pallet you load is 9,800 pounds. Doesn't matter. It's 9,800 pounds. Okay. Kind of the same thing goes on here, except with regard to cargo weight. We'll get to that in just a moment. First, let's get us a quick pre-flight brief. What are we flying? Where are we flying to? Oh, by the way, we are on VATSIM gate. What the heck gate are we in? C24, I believe it is. I can't read it. Okay, let me get back to where I was. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at this flight real quick, shall we? Okay, let me click off that one. So you can see we've got some ATC north and south of our route. I don't know. I'm not going to move it over to find out. We'll find out en route. Payload for today, 235 people help make up the 49,350 pounds of payload. Actually, probably all of it. And that will, for the most part, that will be right. Block fuel will be 30,742. And like I've already mentioned, 235 souls aboard. We are planning 30 left, and I have a feeling that's a good choice. Newark, we're planning for right. I think that's the normal. And again, why I say these, I believe, are right. The last couple of days here in St. Louis, we've been in the 70s, so you know that's a south wind. Today, we're in the 30s. Welcome to winter. And that obviously means probably a north wind. All right, so hence 30 would be a good departure. And I believe the East Coast is getting the wind shift right now, and the 4s will be a good runway. Cost index 60, flight level 370. Weather, speaking of, 280 and 19, gusting to 29. Holy mackerel. Really? Must not have got here yet. I'm in the St. Louis area, so 10-mile visibility and a few clouds at 2,800 feet, 25,000. They had some pretty wicked thunderstorms east of us last night with the front. So I hope those of you like Indianapolis, Dayton, and points east of St. Louis, you all stayed safe. And it's a whopping uno degree. That's right, 32 or 34 degrees here. Brr, 40 degrees difference from yesterday. Wow. All right, let's take a look down there at Newark, where things are, yeah, a little on the nasty side. Winds are 070 at 7, gusts to 16, so the windy city's trying to hold on. 9-mile visibility, light rain broken at 900. Woo. Talk about instrument flying if it holds. And we're going to where, you know, we can go to the beach. It'll be 38 degrees there. So yeah, get your suits on and ready to go to the water. Dare ya. Actually, it's polar plunge time, so you never know. All right, again, like I said, we are on the ground here in St. Louis, ready to go. So let's get this thing going. All right, so we said there was 200. Oh, wait, I'm looking at the wrong one here. Hang on. My flight plan didn't have passengers. I'm like, wait a minute. Yes, it does. 235. Enter. Here's where we get into the same thing that I do here that I do in my cargo planes. I take the zero fuel weight estimated with my $1 million NASA certified Walmart computer. 251, or calculator I should say, minus, and what's the current zero fuel weight? Huh, they match. Well, we have no cargo. See what I mean? This aircraft does tailor out pretty good. So if this equals the zero fuel weight in your sim brief, guess what? You're good to go. Now all we got to do is put some go-go juice in it. Go, 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 go. 30742. Enter. All right, now couple of things you also should do. Well, one, you have to. The other, you may or may not want. You know, it's up to you. Click maintenance. It's a simple thing. It tells you it's been performed. But you definitely need to optimize. Wow, we got a full plane. And that'll make sure your CG is good. And then load it. That's all you got to do. So the optimize and the load are mandatory. I highly recommend maintenance. And especially if you boo-boo in there and uncheck some things or do some things, you'll have to shut down and click maintenance to fix it. Now, how do I know I'm full when I close this? Well, that message will be gone. Oh, now how do I know? Hear the noise in the background? I know the sound's up. And the fuel will be close to 30.7. And the noise will have stopped. It's not going to tell you, Captain, your plane is loaded. No, it's not going to do that. All right. So let's get to work, shall we? All right, so we've done all the first part of this preliminary preparation. Batteries on, standby switch on. We're on external power, working our way down. Where are we at on fuel? Okay. Emergency lights armed, left, right, bus tie, utility, and gen connects. Be very careful with the gen connects. These are the buttons you should be selecting. Make sure, oh wait, yeah. No, it's not. I'm glad I did that. This button and this button. Do not open the guards and push in here. If you do, you've just disconnected the generator, and the only way to reconnect is shut the engine down and click maintenance. So you're not going to be able to do it in flight. Also, one other tip, you see the guards on some of these, if you open them, close them. Gives you 2 chances to screw up, not 1. See, like if I click this, it screws up immediately. But if I click this once, the battery's still on. Bring the hatch back down. All right, let's go for a line. On battery. I'm sorry, on DC. And that's what we want to see. We're just waiting for it to say align. Okay, now move them to nav. I wait for the word align to come up, and then we're going to head down here and take care of the FMCs. All right. By the way, we just had the update yesterday for the AirNAC cycle, the FMC datas. So just so you're aware of that. So if you want to be current, it happened yesterday. It's gotten awful quiet. Oh no, it hasn't. Position here lies so. K, S, T, and an L. And I will go with this GPS coordinate. Go to route. Go here. E, W, R. You heard that just abruptly stop. Okay, before I continue here, let's go up there. 30.7. Okay, looks like it is complete. Come down here to ground. And the message is gone. Good, good, and good. Because we're going to fire up the EPU. And whichever light goes out, I turn the pump on. That's not a requirement. I just do that. Wait for it. And if you're on the status page, you'll see the numbers coming up. In this plane, I think things operate fairly close to the real plane. The rest of them, some things are on time, some are a little faster. So take that all, you know. But this aircraft, everything seems to spool up as I can recall from 4 years ago. Actually, it might be longer than that since I've seen up close to 767. Also take note, you saw the RPMs way above 100%. We'll talk about that here soon. Okay, everything looks good. We're spooled up. Come back up. I'm going to click the generator on. APU bleed on. Make sure the center isolation and left and right are both. Connect the pipes, basically, is what I'm saying. You see how the piping goes right through it into the pipes? Connect them. And there you're now on internal power. All right, now we can go here. I highly in this aircraft recommend turn it off in the plane first. Should do that in all of them, but in this one, in the MD-11 from rotate, you run the risk of losing anything and everything you've put into the FMC. Meaning you got to go back, not reset your IRS, but you'll have to reload it. Again, for those of you time critical people, and hey, I was in those seats. I will be in those seats here in a week or two. I get it, okay? Not here to bash or make fun of you. Hey, I know what that's like. So, wait a minute. Oh yeah, I'm like, wait. Okay, now that also means once we've come off the external power, we can come back, click, go to ground, and disconnect. Now you see the availability light go away, and we can get rid of the ACU. And since we're loaded, we can get rid of the LSU and the fuel truck. And then go to page 2, as I like to call it, airplane. Oh, click that. Close, close. Oh, I forgot to mention. Yeah, you can either open all doors, or you know that's a car. When you learn it, you know which ones are the cargo doors and which ones aren't. All right, and then you can singularly open them. Ooh, what a word I came up with. Oh, Webster, I hope you have my word. Excuse me. All right, let's get down here and get to work on this FMC. Bear with me a second. Flight factor includes 01. Okay. Always got to look at what it's called, because and I think it is rotate now that I think about it, does not include 01. So, all right, so let's go KSTL, diagonal, KEWR. What I'm doing is loading the flight plan. I did it again. Hang on, folks. Delete. Put it in the right line. STL. KEWR. Company route. Oh, wait, that's still wrong. It's not Airbus, Mike. There we go. That's what you're looking for. Don't put it in the flight line, put it in company route. Activate, execute. All right, now you can route copy if you want. We're TWA402. Oh. There we go. Finally got it right. There we go. Now you notice the runway's empty. However, if we go next page, there's our route. Pretty simple. Really is. Departure. All right. Pulling up. Oh, that's not what I want to pull up. All right, so we're taking off J Hart 7 on 30 left, and we did agree 30 was the better runway. Real world says 30 left, 29. So yeah, they are the best. The ones the real are using, make sure departing 30 left. J Hart. 2, this one I'm not familiar with. Where is this one? R. Rye Knight. Huh. Execute. index. While we're here, let's go ahead, talk arrival. FQ, oh wait, first we're coming in 4 right. Bear with me, let me see what we have. Okay, Williamsport's gonna take us. Sweet. Okay, so it's not an RNAV approach, okay. How about we do ILS, KEWR. All right, so we're going to do the ILS. 4 right, checking the ATIS. Departing 4 left. ILS 4 right in use. KEWR, we said. FQ3 SLT, right? Yes. All right. And we'll execute that. Go to legs. And guess what we're going to do? Do a quick check of the route. Oh, yeah, I definitely want to do this because J Hart ends at Rheinite. That starts at SLT, so between SLT and Rheinite, we need to definitely check. So J Hart, Dobler, wait a minute, Walter, Annie, Lenz, K, J Hart, Dobler, Bible Grove work, Kelly. Okay, so far I know all of that's good. Shelby, Wright, Dorette, Sorbo, SLT. Okay, here's the discontinuity we got to find. Get rid of. Execute. All right, SLT then travels to Williamsport, FQM, Megs, Made, Racky, Pens, Sweet, Vectors, KEWR. Okay. Now, why this is in here is we're going to turn. Actually, we continue to Broadway, or they're going to turn us. And by having that here, we're able, you know, it's a vector. And then once it's set, they say turn, well, we'll be off LNAV and on heading select up top. Okay, all that looks good. And that looks good. No discontinuities. Back to route. Perf int. ZFW 251.7 looks good. Reserves for today. Oh, by the way, alternate, in case y'all curious, Elmhurst of all places. Interesting choice. I would have thought Boston or Philly. Okay, we're looking at 13. Okay, cruise altitude for the flight. I think we said 37, but let's verify. 37. 370. Very basic aircraft. Don't look for FM, you know, init requests or anything like that. Very basic aircraft. 60 for the cost. Oops. Okay, cruise wind. 258 at 118. 258. Wow. 118. Whew. Yeah, and we'll put 2,000, even though there won't be a step climb. Go to the takeoff page, click CG. I go to page 2. All right, so runways wind. First off, pull up takeoff here. 30 left, 11,000, looks good. All right, runway wind 260 at 18. It tells you on SimBrief, most of it, what to fill in. If you do the performance and tools, it will actually give you the slope as well. So does SimToolkit, which is down down 0.4. So you see the format D 0.4. Reference outside air temperature 2. All right, takeoff thrust. We are looking at 55 / DTO. I'll explain. Technically, SimBrief came back TO2 for takeoff. I'll show you how to set that. Flaps 5. Turn it on, and here we go. Whoa, speeds increased to improve climb limits. Okay, so I could either go with these. I'm going to go with new numbers. 1, 4, 153. 156. All right, and then I'm going to turn those off. There you have it, and it says pre-flight complete. Click legs over here. All right, we're about ready to go. How about that one? Okay, real quick up top, finish up the checklist. Yaw dampers we'll keep off for the moment. Get that set. Hydraulics are set. Did we close up? Let's check. Yes. Passenger or window heats on. Signs on. All right, cabin altitude landing. We're even day, so I'm going 2. Altitude set, equipment cooling auto. Forward cabin, mid cabin, aft cabin set to auto, and cabin temp set to auto. Trim and recircs are on. Bleeds are on. Isolations are on. Cabin, or I'm sorry, center isolation on. APU bleed on. Oh, let's get some lighting back there. My bad. Surprised I hadn't heard pinging from him. He pings a lot.
Ladies and gentlemen, we request your full attention as the flight attendants demonstrate the safety features of this aircraft.
Why is he so quiet? Many are probably asking.
Insert the metal fittings one into the other on the loose end of the strap. To release your seatbelt, lift the upper
Oh, I must have set it in the settings as well. But you can actually turn them up and down here.
Experience turbulence. Please take a few moments now to locate your nearest exit. In some cases, your nearest exit may be behind you. If we need to,
All right, we're about ready to go.
floor level lighting will guide you towards the exit. Doors can be opened by moving the handle in the direction of the arrow. Each door is equipped with an inflatable slide, which may also be detached.
18.5.
And the air pressure are always being monitored. In the event of a decompression, an oxygen mask will automatically appear in front of you to start the flow of oxygen.
Okay, we're ready there. We're ready.
Firmly over your nose and mouth. Secure the elastic band behind your head and breathe normally. Although the bag does not inflate, oxygen is flowing into the mask. If you are traveling with a child or someone who requires assistance, secure your mask on first and then assist the other person. Keep your mask on until the crew member advises you to remove it. In the event of an emergency, please assume a bracing position. Lean forward with your hands on top of your head and your elbows against your thighs. Ensure your feet are flat on the floor. Life vests are located in a pouch under your seat or between the armrests.
Okay, 303.
To do so, open the plastic pouch. Remove the vest, slip it over your head. Pass the straps around your waist.
Okay, I don't have anything up here in St. Louis. If I did, the top altitude would be 5,000. We'll go ahead, set it. Oh, wrong way.
Your seat bottom cushion can be used as a flotation device. Pull the cushion from the seat, slip your arm
And then push on from there. All right.
in your chest. The following electronic device
Remember I talked about the setting of DTO here,
belt sign is on.
right in this location? When we're ready, we'll set TO2, and that will show up where you see DTO. It'll say D-TO2, giving us what we need to make it.
The smoke detectors installed in the laboratories is
You'll see here in a second, if I remember.
and all the other safety information in the card located in the seat pocket.
All right, let's close the doors.
You read it before takeoff. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask one of our crew members. We wish you all an enjoyable flight. Thank you.
Okay, parking brake is set. All right, we're ready for the pushback.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go. Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
All right, we're ready to push back when she is. While we're waiting, a couple of click spots to be aware
Okay.
of.
All doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Cleared to connect, faced west. This set screw right here, upper left of your altimeter, and on the first officers will set either one to whatever they're at. The other is right here next to speed. This set screw will put you in toga when when your auto throttle is armed.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Brakes off.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Fuel pumps have to be on, packs have to be off. And then I'll wait till we start turning. That way I know we're clear of the gate area. Even though right now you probably could, but for safety's sake, you know, you get past up to this road, you're good. These magenta lines, oh, this one does the same thing.
Operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake. Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Just waiting for us to stabilize. All right.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have fun up there.
All right, I think we have everything. Auto brakes rechecked. State trim needs to be... I think that's the first time I've ever seen one, so I'm going to hang right about where I am. Flaps 5. And radar, and we'll do our check here. All right, we're ready to go. To engine. Actually, we should have been facing the other way, but that's okay. We'll just go out this one and turn around. So used to going to 1-2, I forgot we're doing 3-0 today. St. Louis traffic, TWA 402 heavy, taxi to 30 left. All right, let's arm, and arm. Okay, we are set to go. Hopefully there's no troubles with the radars, or we'll find out quickly. We did a great flight from Indy to Boston last week, so hopefully it's fixed. Ready? All right, folks, here we go. St. Louis traffic, TWA 402 heavy, departing 30 left, at J Hart 7 departure. Okay, there's 80 knots. Okay, 100, hand off the throttle. Coming up on V1. Here we go. All right, and again, we're going to flight level 370. All right, we are back on Unicomp, believe it or not, on time, and climbing on out of St. Louis. Yes, this is a twisty, windy departure. 10,000, here we go, into cruise. All right, well, I hope you've all had a fantastic week. It's, hey, Friday, folks, the weekend. So I hope you all are enjoying. And for those of the Christianity and Catholic faiths, actually, they're the same. My bad. It's our first fish fry. Easy for everyone else to say but me. First fish fry night here in the States. I don't know if that's carried abroad or not. So, yeah. So yeah, that's an awesome thing to hear, fish fries. And also, don't forget, we are in the period of Lent. We had Mardi Gras last week, Fat Tuesday on Tuesday, Ash Wednesday. So, personally, I've got so much to be thankful this week. But I continually love Psalm 51 that David wrote. His repentance, his begging of forgiveness to the Lord. I mean, if you haven't ever read the story of David, check it out. 2 Samuel and many of the Psalms. You'll get a imperfect person, but he is the one everyone looks to as the quote Messiah, which already came in Jesus Christ, but they still looked for a David-esque type to slay the government and lead us on from there. But that's not the Messiah the Bible pronounced. So he came and did more, took our sins, and graciously, by grace, redeemed us. But create in me a pure heart, O God. Renew a steadfast spirit within me. I think we all could use that. We all need a pure heart. We've all been through some brutal trials. Some even more brutal than others. And just create in us, Lord, a pure heart of forgiveness, of repentance, of openness to your mercy and grace, and renew a steadfast spirit within us for you. I think that's what we need. And that's my prayer for this Lent season. On top of all the blessings and grace and mercy the Lord pours out just daily on me. Came across something. Let me see if I can pull it up here. If not, I'll remember later down the road. And one of the great writers, if you will, great preachers of the Bible. Bet you didn't know that one, huh? Paul. Another flawed individual. Think about living a life, thinking and doing as God commands, as God told you through the Old Testament. Because remember, in Paul's day, in Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, all of those, we did not have the glorious New Testament. We only had the Old Testament. So Paul, at the time, was called Saul, thought he was doing God's callings in persecuting the Christians, or as they were more aptly called back then, the way. And lo and behold, on the road to Damascus, Jesus stops him in his tracks in a blinding light, accounted for by the guards that were with him to take into prison, or worse, Christians they would run into in Damascus. They could hear, but they could not see what Paul could see, as Jesus asked, "Why do you persecute me?" From there on, we know the story that Paul became one of the world's most known evangelists. Billy Graham's up there, but not to what Paul did. That transformation is, and please take this a little tongue-in-cheek and all, but much like what you see in the Olympics with the figure skaters, all of those circles, that had to have his mind just spinning. Wait a minute, I was doing your will, and I'm supposed to do this. Think about that in your lives, folks. That's the Apostle Paul. But he would write in Romans, and I'm going to paraphrase because I don't have it up right in front of me. Why, I do what I don't want to do when I know what I should do. Meaning, or some scholars say, I sin when I know I shouldn't be sinning, but I don't know why I continue to sin as a Christian. You all love to beat us over the brow saying you're hypocrites. We're humans, folks. And it's a great verse. And again, that create in me a new heart, O Lord, just rings out every time. And so does that verse as well in me. So we can sin just like you all can, just like you all do, just like everyone on this world does. We just are under the blood of Jesus Christ and have been forgiven by God. It's there and available for you if you just accept it. So all you got to do is accept the grace and the forgiveness that God has opened to you. May you have a blessed Lent season. All right, we're through flight level 270, headed another 10,000 feet up. One thing I need to do, click, click, click. Come on, click over. There we go. Let me see just how bad this is. Shouldn't be, but you never know. Progress. Oh, okay. Yeah, we got plenty of fuel. Feel like I'm at a service. Well, I understand that, Pratt, but I'm just not going to hold back what God has laid hard on my heart. But I hope everyone has a blessed day. It is a glorious day here in St. Louis. Sun's out. Temperatures actually could be worse. It's February, and it's 38 degrees. I mean, it's not the 70 we had yesterday. But like I said, it could be a whole lot worse. I know the East Coast either had a nor'easter or had a pretty strong winter storm roaring up it, or it's so hard because Facebook is so fakey many a times that you really don't know what's truly happening, and too many people get on Facebook to make names for themselves and yet don't even know what they typed. So hopefully you all are doing good. I talked with my folks last night. I know in parts of there's only like 4 to 5 inches maybe of snow, but again, you get by the moistness of the Atlantic Ocean, that juicy water could very easily produce a lot more. So we'll see, because we're going into Newark, which happens to be on the East Coast. So we're about to find out as well. All right, let's get our heading on course. By the way, I'd love for y'all to join us. You see the time clock up there, what is it, an hour 59 minutes? Hour and 2 minutes. Wait a minute, that doesn't sound right. Okay, it does sound right. Verified 3 different sources. All right, hang on here. Let's push that another layer. All right, I'm going to go ahead. Let me get VATSIM radar up here. Up, Memphis went down, by the way, center-wise. All right, speaking of VATSIM radar, I have it up and running now. We're the green aircraft in the middle. You can kind of see what's out east of our route to where we're going, ABE, points east. So yeah, we'll see what comes of it. But if you weren't here in the beginning of the stream, the big news was after 2 years of looking, ending up only part-time, we have a full-time job starting next month. So it has been a long road, a lot of trials, a lot of different things to go through. Now, I talked about there's a lot more to the story than just getting this job. 2 years this has gone on. Actually, yeah, probably 2 years close to the date. I applied for TSA and rather quickly got pre-approved. Remember the first part of that word, pre. Went through all the hoops and all the background checks in 2 years, never to be called to work. The job that I will be starting next month is not TSA. Part-time with full-time benefits, so that's a plus for those of you looking at TSA, you know, but the wait that it took to get to that phone call is just unbelievable. And it is what it is. We're not going to get into it. We're not going to beeline or anything about it. It's whatever their policy is, whatever they do. This other job comes along, full-time, offer, oh, wait a minute, interview call. That same day, TSA calls and says, we would like you to start this day for your training, and then so forth and so on. So, yeah, there was a little talk between me and the boss, the wife, and we decided to go with the job here. Now there's still some story to that I'll keep to myself, but nothing like the TSA debacle in my mind. So a lot of shaking of my head, a lot of things that went on with that, and I wish TSA all the best. They're going through all heck right now with the partial shutdown, mainly on DHS, which is part of them. And I feel for them. By the way, that had nothing in the weigh-in of my decision. So, like I said, there is I mean, it was just, what a Friday that was to get the call for an interview. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue now, finally, TSA goes, oh, by the way, would you like to start for us? Yeah. So anyway, so I don't get into where I'm maligning them, because they do a tough job. Let's just hands down, that is not an easy job. May look easy, that's their job. They're supposed to make it look easy. But yeah, I just don't. Some things I'll never understand and probably never want to understand. So anyway, we'll continue to fly on. We got about an hour to Newark, as we've gotten into cruise, gotten into let's take a look here, 140 knot tailwind. Whoo, doggy. No, we're not turning around to go back against that. Another fun story about this flight. Oh my gosh, would this have been 40 years ago? I flew the reciprocal back to St. Louis in a 767 from Newark. So this isn't a I make up flight. This was actually real American, or virtual American, actually pulls from schedules. I forget what they have for this. And that's what they put up. And I actually was a passenger on a very empty 767, mind you, from Newark to St. Louis when People's Express flew. Many of you may or may not know of them. So, quite a hilarious flight with Captain Budweiser. So, but anyway, I just wanted the crowd to know I very much appreciate your prayers, your helps, your thoughts and all, as I went through that 2 years. I mean, it was pretty, I mean, I was pretty dejected through most of that until we started working at least part-time at the grocery store. That helped bring me up a little, but the whole process just was, it was rough. I'm not even going to try to find adjectives or anything to try to describe it. It was just very tough. Just very tough. So, again, thank you all so much for the prayers. And hopefully, just can't wait to start, and start hopefully a great swan song, if you will, as I am up in age into retirement with this. So thank you. Actually, I could probably take this even further than planned when I planned my retirement. So God willing, of course. All right, so let's continue on. Last time I did this didn't work. I want to try it again. Hang on. It didn't. Hang on. Oh, I know what I gotta do. Close. Stand by. I gotta reopen a new window. All right, now let me try. Hey, it worked. All right, we'll be back to that in a second. Hang on. All right, let me find VATSIM, the radar. Oh yeah, we're getting a much. Oh, by the way, speaking of Newark, where we're headed, if you're one that likes to fly Friday night op nights, FNOs, tonight's New York City. So as they say, yeah, they know they're late for the Valentine's Day stuff. Not sure what all that meant, but anyway. So yeah, you can kind of see what we're getting ready to go into. LaGuardia's alive and well. I'm trying to figure out, is that okay? That would be JFK. So far, it looks like Newark has yet to come alive. Boston hasn't come alive. How about that? So, but again, very early in the day. Friday night ops is tonight at right at 0Z. So for 4 hours. So New York City will be available for you to fly in, fly out on VATSIM with controllers. I, on the other hand, will not be in attendance, most likely. So anyway, I thought I'd pass that little tidbit on too. All right, now looking at VAT radar here, or VATSIM radar, looks like we will probably not see much in the way of radar echoes until pretty much out east from, say, Williamsport, Pennsylvania on down in. We'll see though how that plays out. But yeah, expect that whole corridor to just light up as the day progresses. Oh, man. Yep, awful quiet out here right now in the world of VATSIM. I'm sure if I turned the lens to Europe, it'll be a big blob depending how far out you look in on it. Because Frankfurt Friday ought to be cranking up, and oh man, actually I didn't see that on a list, so it may not be this Friday. Nonetheless, there'll be a lot headed in. After this flight, we'll be down in Africa on a short Airbus hop, and then we'll assess any what we could do with any time left to fly out. But I hope you enjoy this. We're in the Flight Factor 767-300 and traveling from St. Louis over to Newark. Flying for Virtual American on this flight. I'll be nice. So I hope all the areas we're overflying here, if it's your area, hopefully you're safe and sound. There were some pretty, just coming out of, last night leaving work. East of St. Louis, there were some pretty hefty supercells coming up in that 70-degree air, and one that traveled over 150 miles. So there's a lot of ground. I don't know if any tornadoes popped out of it or not, but I'm sure a lot of hail. So I hope y'all are safe out there that were in the path of that particular supercell, along with a whole bunch that formed up ahead of the front. It's on the East Coast right now, so it tells you just how fast it was moving. Literally, what are we at, about 18 hours ago? So thought I heard an engine spooling down. All right, sorry about that. Thought I heard an engine spooling on me, so that's never a good thing. I thought did we lose an engine? So, but again, I hope your Friday is going well, and hope we can get you set up for a great night, your Friday night. Friday Night Ops is the Big Apple, New York City, and hope you enjoy it. Most likely I will not be in attendance, but you just never know. I have to work tomorrow, that's why. So we'll see if we do. But for now, you know what? I'm gonna put some music on, let you all kind of get your Friday night going. So here we go. Okay, that doesn't get your Friday night going, but it'll pick up a little. All right, looks like Cleveland wants to talk. I missed frequency again, 119. Uh, 875.
It's 94 Heavy, Cleveland Center, radar contact, welcome.
Cleveland Center, good afternoon, United 804 Heavy with you, flight level 370, approximately 100 miles southeast of Cleveland International.
United 804, Cleveland Center, radar contact, welcome.
Cleveland Center, TWA 402 Heavy with you, fly level 370.
TWA 402 Heavy, Cleveland Center, radar contact, welcome. Do you want a shortcut?
Oh, we can always take a shortcut.
Alright, TWA 402 Heavy, clear to Slate Run, Sierra Lima Tango.
Over to Sierra Lima Tango, TWA 472, going direct.
Cleveland Center, November 83, November Charlie, flight level 200, 20 miles north of Flint.
Love shortcuts.
Cleveland Center, radar contact, welcome. I'm maintain flight level 350. 350, November Charlie.
Only bad thing is, now I gotta hurry up on my arrival brief.
20 miles from Sierra Lima Tango at flight level 370. Yeah, 1184 Cleveland Center, radar contact. You can cross Slate Run, Sierra Lima Tango, and maintain flight level 330. We'll cross Sierra Lima Tango at flight level 330 for United 1184.
Okay, planned that.
Cleveland Center, Lambert, to the 1 today, 1130, 50 miles west of Keating. American 2138, Cleveland Center, radar contact, welcome.
There we go, 330. Then 20,000 down to Raki, and then 6 down to Sweet as we set up for New York City. New York City!
Hey, good morning, Cleveland Center, Delta 944 on the ground in Detroit, ready to taxi with uniform. Delta 944, Cleveland Center, thanks for uniform. Runway 22 left, taxi via Juliet, Kilo, cross runway 27 right. Juliet, Kilo, cross 27 right, Delta 944.
Any chance of getting into Newark early is a good thing. Heathenator! Am I flying into the new Newark scenery? No, ma'am. No, sir. Let me explain why. I actually thought about getting it. It's not that badly priced. We're flying TWA. And the default scenery looks closer to the time TWA flew than what it looks like today. And boy, have they made changes to Newark. Let's just say, wow. I guess they're trying to make Newark an appeasing place to go to in New York City. I don't know. But, wow. And I wasn't certain how complicated it would be to try to figure out where TWA parked. It's still going to be complicated, don't get me wrong. But no, I do not have the Nimbus Newark scenery. But boy, you all are tempting me with it. Wish there were some screenshots of what the FedEx area looked like. All there is just a long shot over towards it, so. But there is a good possibility I will get it. No worries. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I almost pulled the trigger and put it in. But no, I have not gotten that one. I do want to get Chicago. And well, you know, I'm not flying JFK a lot, so that may come off my list as well, but Charlotte may come back on. There's a lot of neat Nimbus sceneries out there I didn't know. I'm also looking forward to, if that's true, Nimbus is working on a 707 for X-Plane. So I'm really interested in where they are on that.
Cleveland Center, radar contact, welcome. Alright, 3 November Charlie, descend via the Browns for arrival. Cleveland landing west, the Cleveland altimeter 2948.
And I'll be honest, Heathenator, I don't know where I got word of that aircraft I mean, I associate Nimbus with sceneries, not aircraft. So I hope that rumor was true.
Cleveland Center, good afternoon. United 754 with your flight level 370 for 390, about 10 miles south of Battle Creek. Yeah, 754 Cleveland Center, radar contact, climb maintain flight with 390. Climb maintain 390, United 754.
All right, we are.
For traffic, descend and maintain flight with 330. Question 350.
Who?
Traffic Delta 350, Delta 48.
Lost my train of thought. Oh well. Oh, ETA has dropped drastically. Obviously, good.
Sir,
Good.
Can you confirm our altitude? This is United 804 Heavy.
United 804 Heavy, you're currently in flight with 370.
Roger, United 804 Heavy, thank you.
United 804 Heavy, what have you here, descend, cross Brendan at maintain flight level 290.
At Brendan, cross at flight level 290, United 804 Heavy.
Oh, we might actually get back into the 40s today. Hey, that's a good deal. Far cry from 30s. We were in the 70s yesterday. Oh.
4050 traffic to 12 o'clock and 5 miles, flight level 370 to 777 at go eastbound with traffic inside. Traffic inside 4850. Cleveland, good afternoon. West 5060 passing 188 for 230 with you.
All right, does not appear to be any traffic at the moment
Cleveland Center, welcome. Climb team flight with 360.
converging on us.
And I gotta head out here soon. Is it possible if I can get a early frequency change, or should I just disconnect? You can just disconnect, unfortunately. I'm sorry. 40, take care, man. Have a great rest of your day. Delta 4050 traffic, no factor, climb and maintain flight level 370.
Comes 370, and fully active.
Moving tower, November 356 Bravo Golf for you, 356 Bravo Golf, Cleveland Center, 5x5. You have current altimeter, I can't get the ATIS to work. 356 Bravo Golf, say location. 1 Golf 0, Bowling Green. 356 Bravo Golf, I also have you shift the Toledo altimeter. Don't have that for you. Oh, okay.
All right, you can hear a lot of stuff going on in Cleveland. We had that a couple nights ago with Memphis. Boy, he did a good job as we went to Nashville. Hats off to him. I mean, I could not do the sorry about that. Do the ATC.
944 RNAV to Forge. Correction, not Forge. Runway 22 left, clear for takeoff. Wind 23029, gust 38. RNAV to Forge. Clear for takeoff. 22 left, Delta 944. No, 356 Bravo Golf, the Toledo area, altimeter 2951. 2951, thank you so much.
All right, we're experiencing some of those issues that hopefully X-Plane 12.4.1 will begin to address. Mentioned in their post that came out a few days or yesterday sometime. Here, let me bring it up real quick. Oh, where'd I get it?
Delta 1171 at Detroit for taxi. Delta 1171, Cleveland Center, runway 21 right, taxi via Juliet, Papa, cross runway 27 right.
All right, I guess I have to go to mine. I know, I had it yesterday. Where did it go?
Cleveland Center goes JTRM 661. KLM 661, Cleveland Center, good day.
They, with 4.1 coming, they're going to fix some bugs and improve some other things. Some more A330 improvements. A special hope here works and does come out good. Additional weather improvements, altitude jumps, high-level CB. That's cumulus if you're not weather and aviation weather savvy. Improvements, so look for it.
1.2 Delta 944.
And right now we're kind of what I call oscillating along and going up and down with the barometric pressures. Plus we got a whopper of a tailwind, so that does not help.
Lights, Rima icing for the past 20 miles on direction of flight. Looks like it's getting worse as I go down. You said light icing, correct? Yeah, light run. Alright, 50 to go to Charlie, going forward, thank you.
Hmm.
No, 83 Charlie, contact Cleveland approach 124.0. 124.0, approach 3 November Charlie.
Oh, speaking of tailwinds, what are we getting right now? 123. Just pushing us along. 580 miles, and almost 90 miles across the ground.
The Gibbs 5 arrival, the Washington altimeter 2966.
Oh, we should be getting close to a descent call.
United 04 Cleveland Center.
Oh, no, we're not.
United 804, we're up.
United 04 descend via the Gibbs 5 arrival, the Washington altimeter 2966.
Descend via the Gibbs 4 arrival, watching to altimeter 2966, United 804 heavy.
United 04 heavy Lima airspace, you can monitor Unicom. Exchange approved, good day.
Monitor Unicom frequency change approved, good day, United 804 heavy.
Hello, Canada 956 checking in with you, direct Rigos at flight level 230. Canada 956, Cleveland Center, welcome, climb maintain flight level 330. 330, Canada 956. Good afternoon, American 389, Bravo 360, inbound Alpha. American 389, Cleveland Center, we're in contact, welcome. Considering Canada 956, can we get a request direct Papa Sierra Bravo, just to avoid the headwind? Canada 956, you clear direct Papa Sierra Bravo. Direct Papa Sierra Bravo, appreciate it, Canada 956. 738, Cleveland Center, radar contact, welcome. Delta 934, Lambert speaks to the east, New York is offline, weather service terminated, 15 per good day.
Roger, start frequency to roll with the Delta 934 heavy. Delta 1171 is ready for departure, coming to on right.
Delta 1171 on after you, winners, runway 2 on right, clear for takeoff, wind 240 at 25, gust 38.
On after winners, runway 2 on right, clear takeoff, Delta 1171.
Make it 389er, contact Toronto Center 125.77.
Sorry folks, I've been just chatting with the wife here as we cruise through Cleveland's airspace. Oh, we're gonna need to start thinking about coming down. TWA 402 Heavy, descending to flight level 330.
Delta 1171, radar contact, altitude passing.
We're passing 2,500, Delta 1171.
Delta 1171, climb and maintain flight level 370 to lead the speed restrictions.
Delta 1171, climb maintain 370 and free speed.
United States Popular 25, make to flight level 37, repulsing 350.
United 8102, Cleveland Center, radar contact, welcome. Cleveland Tower, November 356, Royal Golf with the request. 356, Bravo Golf, go ahead. Just a part of 1 Golf 0 to the north at 2,500, climbing to 3,500, requesting flight following to Kilo Oscar November Zulu. 356 Bravo Golf. Maintain VFI below 3,500. Need to leave it up to 2996. 2996. TWA 402, leave a minor space to the east. New York is offline where the service terminated. Exchange per good day.
Thanks for the ATC TWA 402 over to Unicom. Have a great one. All right, we're leveling off at 33. Let me see, 10 would be 30. All right, 13,000 at Racket. All right, so we are descending into Newark as we speak. Racket is 13,000 feet. All right, let's see what else we need to be getting set up here. Okay. Auto brake. You know, I don't know. Let's take a look. Simbri first. Oh, runway condition wet. Fortunately, we don't have a landing page in this plane. I don't think. Let me make sure. Nope. 2970. Landing 8,000 feet. We're gonna go break 3. Just trying to figure out where would TWA park? Thinking 53. Let's go with that. All right. Okay, back with you. We're coming in, making our run on Newark. No, this is not the new scenery. Again, I didn't think for a TWA flight, it'd make it even harder. It's already hard enough to figure out where they parked, especially since I flew them out of there 40-some year ago. And People's Express was just all over the airport back then. So I couldn't even begin to think where we were. But we are coming into Newark, and who knows? That's pretty decently priced. I may get it. I would like to see some screenshots closer on the FedEx area, not long shots from one of the terminals north of the air on the north side, so I can get an idea if I'm, because FedEx is who I would fly in and out of there more often with. All right, we're coming through flight level 230. Currently no ATIS. All right, we have 1.5 miles visibility. Broken 400. Holy mackerel. This is going to be an all-out approach. So we got to be on our P's and Q's. Temperature 3, 2.2, 4 right. Oh, hang on. I want to kill the music. Sorry about that. I meant to kill it and got wrapped up in something else. Cat 2, Cat 3. Let's set up our ILS frequency. Now for this plane, you will find it on the pedestal. There's an ILS radio right here. 108. Excuse me, 7. Oh, excuse me, 39. Okay, we're all set up, and we are going to fly this full precision off Kilma. The initial, gritty, the final, and in will come for 4 right. And it looks like right down to the deck. Yay, let's go ahead since it is cold. Anti-ice on. Two 2970. All right, we're just about to transition. Now, some of you are going to be curious. Why are you wanting to see the ECASs. You'll see here in a second. Okay, altitude disagree just came up. So that's because the captain's altimeter is not reading the same as the first officer. So all we have to do is click that little set screw right here. Now it's set. Now the message is gone. So Heather and Heathernator put a message out that got blocked by Streamlabs. Digging around, she found that back in September there was a release in FS Elite about Nimbus and the 707. So who knows? We'll maybe see it here soon. Sorry for that. But yeah, we put those blocks in so people don't hit us too hard with too many long messages. All right, and we're at Racket 13,000, heading for 7. All right, we're not descending well here, so let's push it up. All right. All right, if you want to put a prediction in and try to guess what flying with my... Why are we getting weird? Wonder if that has something to do with the weather we're in. There it goes. That was weird. Anyway, if you want to put a prediction in for what you think flying with Mike will do on the landing, feet per minute wise, it's exclamation mark the word predicts, space, and a negative number. Exclamation mark the word predict, space, and a negative number. All right, we're just about there. Man, it's some weird things. Hopefully that's all it does. I hate weird things. Oh, can't see the engine. Okay, and to get down to Kilma, what are we looking at? 2,800, so let's bring her down to 3,000. All right, I'm going to slow us to 210. All right, let's get CTAF real quick. Oh, that's nice. 18.3. Unfortunately, we moved. Okay, hope y'all are ready. This right now, as of 43 minutes ago, 04012, mile-and-a-half visibility, 5,500 on the 4 right RVR, light rain, 400 broken, 900 overcast, 3 degrees to dew point. So guess what? We're gonna be pretty good on this one. Brake set. We're not setting spoilers yet. We may need them to help slow down. All right, Newark area traffic, TWA 402 heavy. Initial fix Kilma for 4 right. All right, flaps 5, arm spoilers. All you got to do is click it, and here we go. Gear extending. 3 green. And Newark traffic, TWA 402 heavy, doing inbound ILS, approximately 5 miles out. Okay, you got a glide slope and localizer. Remember, we're looking at about 400 feet. Okay, we are land 3 coupled. $1,100. still 400 12 minutes ago. Okay, you heard it, 1,000. It's going to be an auto land, folks, so, or we'll take over right at the last moment. Okay, good sign there. Starting to see a little ground, but no runway environment yet. 2 mile visibility, so maybe runway. Newark traffic broke out at 600.
Glide slow. Glide slow. $100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Thank you. I'll get to that in a second. Let's find some wipers. Huh. And Newark traffic, TWA 402 exiting off a very fun 400-foot broken sky. Okay, where's Juliet in reference? All right, Juliet across Romeo Golf. Okay. TWA 402 crossing 4 left. And Newark traffic, TWA 402 off 4 left to spot 53, I believe.
Newark traffic on 125410 from Kilmite south ILS, going right Newark.
Last aircraft on channel, TWA 402, we broke out at about 500 feet.
Alright, thanks for that. You're 1254.
RE, where are we? Go a little further up, right? Yep. Wrong circle. And in case anyone's curious, no, I do not remember where I came out, where I took my flight out of Newark back to St. Louis 40 years ago. I'm just taking a heck of a stab. For the most part, TWA went into JFK. Okay, I lied. We're taking 56.
Your traffic on 1254, 36 from Meridian down on West Hillary.
Okay, we got a couple seconds here. Wipers off. All right, welcome to Newark, folks. We're waiting to see who's on the ILS, how he does. Looks like he just joined it, Gritty. Okay, let me get a couple things going here then. We'll pull it up from out here, ground. Get the LSU, the chocks. Oh, we don't need that. We need that. Need that. Okay. Then we'll go to airplane, get that door open, that. Yeah, he's in for some fun. It's fun here, folks. That was actually a very fun, very...
Your traffic on 1254, established on the Atlas,
Okay, so he's 8 out. All right. Oh, let's go ahead and, well, you know what? I think we're done in here. Let's get back outside, watch for him to come in. As you can all see, a very gloomy, this is IFR at its best, otherwise known as Ella Liffer. And let's go ahead and start unloading. Anyway, he'll pop out here eventually. But anyway, welcome in. Let's take a look here real quick. Okay, Newark, boom. All right, let me pull up, there it is. I'm kind of curious how I did. Complete, submit, even though this was almost a complete auto land. He's that doing. Okay, while he can, hey, hang on a second. Ah, the mute worked. Good. As I yelled at the dog. Hey, anyway, looking over VAMSys right now. As soon as we get the dashboard up, 61 feet a minute. Of course, they're evaluating. Here comes United. Hopefully you all can see. Hang on. Yes, you can. Nice. Okay. And we got the points for, that's all you get for stable. Unstable, they take so many away. Really? Wow. Okay, whatever. Hour and 39 minutes.
Newark traffic, United 2306, 5 mile final runway 04 right.
See if he tells him. Wow, they're starting to line up here. Got another one potentially coming in too. Where's he going? Oh, he's going to the garbage can. But yeah, we had a great approach. All right. So according to American Virtual, who we flew with, yeah, I know, TWA, they bought them out. Okay, no arguments there. We got 61 feet a minute, even though, granted, it took us most of the way down. So, hey, we'll take it any time. All right, as we start getting set up for the next... Okay, so let's bring in Elevatech and take a look at this. All right, we arrived to gate 56. We're on the other side. All right. 75 feet a minute, 110. Yeah, we got a little slow. 1.3 Gs. So really a good flight. Now, let's see. Oh, why don't we see where we landed? Oh, what happened to that? Oh, that's sad. I was kind of looking forward to seeing, because I knew I touched down somewhere like right in here. Well, we're going to hopefully find out with Sim Toolkit. So hang on, let me slide on out. All right, and close that. All right, Sim Toolkit. They are the unofficial scorekeeper.
2306, short final, 04 right.
They got us at 195, 110, 1.2. Overall, just a really good time. Again, remember, tonight's Friday Night Ops is right here in the Big Apple. So hope you enjoy that if you enjoy flying with top-bottom ATC. Most likely won't have time to join. We're just getting it to a point where we can look. Oh, there he is already. Oh, well, I'm not going to... So an hour, 58 minutes, 750 miles, 8,300 kilograms of fuel. And we already know those numbers. Let's see if we'll be blessed and able to see where we landed. Yay. 500 feet down the runway. 25 feet off the center line. I knew all of that. So I was just curious because, you know, you get the nose at a certain angle and you begin thinking you did maybe hit these marks. We didn't. So, but hey, we're in the landing zone. That's all that matters. It starts at the threshold.
Newark traffic United 2306, clear of runway 04 right, crossing
right here.
Left,
and last hash mark going down is the quote end of the landing area. Then if you start seeing these on the other end, I hope you're on the binders or in the go around. So that's a great flight. All right, we are going to wrap up this flight. We're going to take a short break. So Twitch, if you'd like, hang in there. We're headed to Africa after this and do a short haul flight there. So I just want to say this was a blast. We had a great time. Great. I mean, you don't get this very often, really. 0-0 landings. In certain parts of the country, you probably do, but not normal. And I don't get to shoot them that much. And that was fun, especially in this bird. So this is the Flight Factor 767-300ER. And for those out there who are not happy with me for not having winglets, I don't think that was an idea back in the 80s when the flight schedule was made that we fly here. So, but it could have been, I don't know. But I don't ever remember seeing a TWA 767 with them. So, but there were probably quite a few more than I ever saw. So, but anyway, it's a great flight, great time. Love having y'all here. And thank you again for all of your prayers out there. It's been a long 2 years of not being able to find full-time work. And it's just been, oh my gosh. So thank you once again. We'll talk what it means for the stream here. We got a couple of weeks to work on it. But overall, thank you so much. And thank you for being a part of Flying with Mike today. Twitch folks, if you would, please hang on. We're going to take about a 5-10 minute break after the music ends and spin it back up towards Africa. So thank you all again. Have a great, wonderful weekend. Enjoy the fish for those of you that have fish fries tonight, like we will, and we'll see you on our next flight. God bless, and remember, Christ is the reason we do everything. Christ is for us.